Nobody indeed. What is good? Welcome into Driving the Line. My name is Allan Bell, and we got a great show lined up for you today. Coming in hot, boy. Going three wide. My man, Big Brad. How we doing, buddy?
Doing great, AB. Another great UCL Wednesday. Difficult soccer, but awesome, exciting soccer. It's got everybody's attention.
Yeah, it does, man. UCL. Hey, you know what? I can't wait every week for UCL Wednesday, baby. Ready to go. My man, Greg. Looking sharp, boy. Got yourself a nice little new background there. Looking good, dude.
Yeah, Masters week is here, so we gotta step it up a little bit, right?
Yeah, dude. Looking sharp, man. Looking sharp. All right. How we always do. Got to take a look back before we look forward here. Yesterday, 2-2. All right, Marcel Ozuna comes through with the walk at plus money. Rangers Cubs over 7.5 just continues to absolutely cash. Blue Jays Red Sox over 1.5 home runs. Same thing with Twins Royals. You know what? That home run bet is going to be nice. We hit it the first week, taking a step back because we are seeing some cold weather and it is difficult out there. So we are, sit 2-2 is what it is. Now, fellas, all right. Well, first off, hold on. The Discord, always have to plug it, scan it, join it. It's free. I'm telling you, it is worth your time. Just check in, watch. You'll see it. You'll absolutely love it. Now, our crew play of the day. Okay. Oh, got the wrong one there. That's Paul Skeen's props. All right. Let me find the right one. We've got to win the Masters today. All right. Scotty Scheffler. We got Rory McIlroy. We've got Colin Morikawa and Bryson DeChambeau. I'll get the right graphic on there on the screen, but the poll is correct. So vote in the chat, and we'll update as we always do here at the end of the show. Okay, now we've got a lot that we want to hit on today, and we're going to have a ton of fun with this, okay? But first off, let's go ahead and get our picks, all right? Get them out there, and then, Greg, I know that you have a big slot of Masters picks. We're going to hit on that. Plus, this afternoon, all right, we will have me and Brian Liberati, retired PGA golf professional, just went through the entire Masters board of all the props, all the ways to play it, understanding the course, playing it not only first rounds on Thursday, but how to look, use the weather, all of it. I'll have that video up for you here about an hour or so after this one is done. I promise you will enjoy it. And Brian crushed it, man. Absolute great dude, man. You guys are going to love him. Okay. All right, Brad, you're our leadoff hitter today, my boy. Picks, hit him up. What you got?
We're headed to that afternoon matchup in today's UCL, the Champions League of Europe, in a matchup between Barcelona and Dortmund. We're taking that over 3.5 total at -110. Why? Because Barcelona, they're coming in hitting both teams to score in 15 of 21, which is 71%. They're hitting over 2.5 in 80% of their last 54 matches. That is 8 out of every 10 of their last 54. And specifically with Barcelona, when they hit that over 2.5, they've actually hit over 3.5 in 13 of their last 14. They've hit over 3.5 in 10 of their last 13 UCL matches, and 5 of the last 6 when they're at home in the UCL. When both teams are scoring over 2.5 come in, they're hitting over 3.5 in 84%. So it's kind of what I see in this match today. I see both teams scored. I see that over 2.5, but I also see it more so hitting that over with these numbers. Dortmund as well. They're hitting these numbers pretty crazy too. BTTS in 16 of 24, which is 67%, 2 out of every 3. Very similar numbers in that over 2.5, 69% for them of their last 39. So these are trending numbers. And Dortmund, just as well as Barcelona, over 3.5 and 21 of the last 32, over 2.5. Again, 66%. 2 out of every 3 matches for Dortmund are hitting that over. And then as well, these two teams have actually played one another, believe it or not. They played in the group stage at the UCL, in the knockout or the qualifying stage, as well as in a previous UCL. They have actually hit this over 3.5 in both previous matchups. And in the last one, there were no goals in the first half. And then they came out in that second half and had 5 second half goals. So what we like in this total is that 3.5 over. If you want to wait a little bit into that match and grab that over 3, of course I would like that better. Who wouldn't? But for purposes of this show, we're going with that over 3.5 at -110.
I like anything we do for show purposes. All right. I like that. It sets the tone nicely on a good UCL Wednesday. Okay. Now, my man, Greg, hold it over to you, buddy. Baseball plays. Yeah.
Yeah, today we are writing a couple of the totals in Major League Baseball. We talked about it early on. We're going to continue writing with the over in the athletics games. Prove me wrong. I wondered how long it was going to take until it got to double digits, and we're there already. So it doesn't shock me. However, two starters that inadequate in my opinion, and an offense that is starting to get moving. And I was going to say Oakland, but in the A's, and I always expect the Padres to continue to put up decent amount of runs. They go up 4-0 yesterday and let it go sideways. Cease got lit up. I expect the Padres offense to respond in full colors. The other side of things, the Astros Mariners. I love both the starters, two offenses that still have not gotten things in gear, and I love this position. I like the timing of this game. I like with two starters that already have an arm slot that's hard to pick up quickly, and I like this positioning for it today. So we'll take the under 7.5 in that Seattle and Houston game.
There we go, my man. There we go. All right. Now, let me say this. Okay. So I've got 3 plays here, Major League Baseball. All right. Now, for good luck, okay, I want to bring an old friend. Well, not old, but just want to bring a friend on the show, get myself in the right state of mind.
Allan, everybody on the team's got to be accountable. That's what losers do. So get together.
Hey, thanks, Spurrier. Appreciate that. That's what losers do. All right. So, number 1, we're going back to the Rangers and Cubs over 7.5. The Chicago Cubs are on absolute fire. I would like to, number 1, apologize, all right, to any of the Cubs players that I said at the beginning of the year that I was worried this team. Apparently, they can, all right. Again, another solid pitching matchup for the Cubs. Now, it might be a little tough on Texas here. Magawa is on the mound, and yeah, that could be a little difficult, but over 7.5, I like it, man. Here we go. Okay. Now, number 2, Cardinals, Pirates over 7.5. Look, Cardinals ran into Paul Skeens, and still put up runs. Pirates put up runs as well. I do believe that we're going to see a nice one today with these two teams. I like where their heads are at, man. They're aggressive at the plate. Their first strike pitch swinging, just like Chipper Jones would want you to do. And I'm going to keep riding it, man. So give me the Cardinals, Pirates over 7.5, and the Blue Jays and Red Sox over 8. Man, this one's difficult because these two teams should be mashing. Absolutely should be mashing. And we're kind of getting it. Yeah, I think that we do get both of them going today. Is today the day that Vlad Guerrero goes deep? We will see on that one. But I'm going to take the over 8. And I like having the nice push insurance there on 8. And Justin says, look, St. Louis scored at least 4 again yesterday. Saturday, been a goat. Absolutely. And you know what's funny, dude? I was bringing it right back with that one again today. Dude, they've played 11 games, all right, the St. Louis Cardinals, and scored 4+ runs in all 11 of them. If it ain't broke, ain't going to fix it, man. So, Justin, good look on that one. Yeah, for sure, man. But, yeah, St. Louis Cardinals, man, they're scoring runs indeed. Okay, so those are our picks for today. However, Greg, I'm going to throw it over to you. Now, everyone out there, I take immense pride in our graphics here, all right, at Driving the Line. Brad, this is known, right? Like we take pride in our work. However, I'm going to say this. Greg, I didn't even want to mess with your percentages and everything that you had because I would screw that up. And you have an excellent system in how you get down. All right, not only baseball, right, with your percentages, but golf as well. So I literally just wanted to screenshot what you had and get out of your way, bro, and let you operate here, man. So I'm going to throw it up. Dude, let it rip. What you got, buddy?
Yeah, so probably want to zoom in for everybody at home so you can see it a little bit cleaner. And, the way that we attack golf, it really varies based on the odds. You're going to look at a guy like Scheffler, who's obviously going to take, a lot of steam and well-deserved. we're going to space out the way that we wager this. We did it 2 weeks ago with Minwoo Lee. We space out how we're going to win, top 5, top 10, top 20, wherever that variance can be. This week, I hate to ride chalk, but with a course that is demanding with their irons, there's going to be a lot of them, understanding placement of the pins, understanding what it takes to win on a course like this. I'm going to go right back with him again. And Scotty Scheffler, to me, is great in every facet. The scary thing that I can say about Scheffler is if he even putts remotely decent this week, he has a chance to run away with it. He is maybe, if not the best long iron player of all time, a guy who finds the green over and over and over and over again. And of course, it's demanding like this, not only with the second shot, but with the understanding of, it's not only about getting on the green, it's understanding of the tier, the placement, and the pressure that comes with playing at Augusta. Smaller field, guys that are here for the first time, tons of them. And I love what Scheffler has to bring to the table. I'll just put it out there. We do have a max play this week in golf. Call me crazy on it. Our 3%ers are as high as we get, but we are taking a 3%er on Scheffler top 5. It's a little bit under, just under, I think we got a 105 on there. So I think that, he will continue to stay in the hunt. Like we did a couple weeks ago. He was out of it until he wasn't. And somebody who can continually attack the green, give themselves opportunities, coming off his Masters dinner last night. I just love Scheffler, and it's hard to go against him. Longer shots, if you want to call them that, we'll go with Liv. I think Bryson DeChambeau has done nothing but gain notoriety again. And this is a guy who was right there as well just a few years ago at the Masters. Has a hole-in-one on 16. Loves Augusta. And above all else, to me, has the endurance of a Liv guy that not everyone has. Liv plays 3 rounds. It's very different. They go shotgun start. It's just a strange format. However, somebody that we talked about it the other day on the show. I love what he has. I've watched what he has. You've seen every kind of shot he can make. And I think that his attitude and the way the crowd's going to get behind him. I think people like what DeChambeau's done. Credit to his marketing department and everything he's had. Look at that shot over his house and what that created, let alone breaking 50 and all these other things. But end of the day, the guy can absolutely rip the crap out of the ball. He can hit it far. He's got good touch. His putting game looks like it's, as strong as it's been. And I think mentally he can handle what's going on with Augusta. So we're going to ride with him. I felt top 5 wasn't enough value, so we did skip out on that. I figure if he's around, we could look at live, but we took him to win at 20-1, took him top 10, we took him top 20. The top 20 is minus 145 on there, so excuse the mistype. Xander Schauffele, to me, another guy who played extremely well, won a few weeks ago, and what really impressed me was his ability to putt. I loved what I saw from him. He got up and down and made birdies multiple times that I was, baffled he was able to come around. Carries over a lot. Another guy who's played here and has experience. So we jumped on him. We got him at 19-1, took him at 340 for the top 5, 175 for the top 10, and minus 145 for top 20. We did have a 2% wager on that top 20 with Schauffele. I think he will be in the mix, and I think his putting keeps him around. If he can hit the ball well off the tee, which this is not the most demanding tee shot course there is. However, putting yourself in a good place off the tee matters so much here that it will take time. Final guy that we jumped on, and to me it was surprising the odds were so high. Sepp Straka we got after again. He's had a wonderful year. He's won a couple times. He's been in the mix a bunch of times, and for the same reasons right here, we jumped on with big odds at 77-1. We took him top 5, top 10, and top 20. We did get exotic in a few different spots. We did go top nationality. We went Tommy Fleetwood. I thought that the odds here were really good when you look at who he's battling against, and make sure when you're doing this, you're not involving yourself with a match with Rory. You want to make sure it's Fleetwood that is the top number. And like we talked about before the show started, the odds are big, but John Rahm is going against a kid and 2 old farts. So cheers to everybody who's in that group. But this feels kind of like the glorified Nicholas and Palmer group that they're letting out. You know,
The legacy foursome. Yeah.
100%. So we did take him with the odds. It's around -220, but you know what? Like I was joking about, if Rom stays upright, I think he's got this one in the handled pretty decently. And then we did take to miss the cut. 2 live guys. Not a shocker, to be honest, but DJ has played here great in the past. I think for those same reasons, all the pressure's off. He's just enjoying the time. And he's been terrible on live, quite frankly. I don't know how that's going to suddenly change, and he's going to become a better golfer again and start striping the ball. And if you're struggling on live, which is not, they have played Trump, they've played a few other spots, but they're not playing, nearly the level consistently what PGA has. So I think they'll struggle. I think Phil Mickelson will run out of steam. I am baffled why the odds are this low. It must be public money, but there's no reason why Phil should be, I would be baffled if he made it to day 4, let alone, made it to this cut. And we took both of them to miss it. So definitely both sides of the live card with this one, but we'll add a few more pieces probably. But yeah, this is a fun tournament, a great one to watch. And, golfer or not golfer, it's the history of this tournament, and it's really exciting and it's beautiful. I mean, just an awesome place to.
It's the best. It's the absolute best. Now, I've never been there for a tournament day. I've been there for practice rounds, and it's fantastic. So, all right, we're going to dive into Major League Baseball, and then we're going to dive into the Masters as well. And then, Brad, obviously, if you see any soccer correlations, you feel free to hop in or break down anything that you see. But we're going to play a game, all right? And I want you two to take a look, as well as everyone in the crew, all right? We're going to get back to it, but I want to present it first, okay? Now, one of the best things about the Masters is obviously it's like heaven on earth, literally. It's one of the most beautiful places that you'll ever see, and they take care of you. How they also take care of you is when, fellas, you get a little hungry, all right? And you want to head on over to one of the fine concession stands. Prices are still at 1968 levels, and I'm not kidding. So here's the game, and we'll get back to it, but I want you two to take a look, think about it, and everybody watching the same as well, and respond. I'm going to give you $20, okay, to go get yourself something to eat, something to drink, all right? And these are legit, the concession stand prices, all right, at the Masters. So here you go. You have $20 to spend, all right? Look at these prices. Egg salad sandwich, $1.50, all right? Club sandwich, $3, all right? Chicken sandwich, $3. You want to go get yourself a beer, $5. That's it. An NFL game, it's $18, all right? Get yourself a glass of wine, $6. All right, bottle of water, $2. All right, keep going down the list. And I'll tell you this, at Georgia Peach ice cream sandwich, Hoss, I've had about 6 of those. And dude, they're so good. So that's the game. We'll get back to this, but you got $20 to spend. What all are you getting to eat and drink at the Masters? All right, so now let's dive into Major League Baseball. All right. And take a look at what we have today, because quite frankly, we really don't have any crazy weather, good or bad, which is fine. The only really significant game is the Rangers and Cubs. All right, we got 12.5 mile-an-hour winds blowing out. It's going to be cold there, all right, in Wrigley. All right, light rain. You see it 42 degrees during the game. Feels like low 30s. That's why you see a low total there. And precipitation. Good rain as well. All right, so that's really the only weather that we have. Now, take a look at our home runs here, okay? And we're going to play our game. Pull it back on, all right? Greg, going over to you first, man. Who you'd like to hit a bomb today?
I think that, Vladdy's got to be due, right? Plus 750 is some pretty phenomenal odds, and we've joked about it before. I think it's time for him to finally break out of it. So give me those big odds.
Okay. All right. Bradley, where are you going?
I'm going to go back to that chalk. Going back to my guy, AJ. Give me Aaron Judge, plus 225. Come on, brother. Give me a nice jack.
There we go. There we go, man. Look, I'm going to go Pete Alonso, man. Look, hey, Justin, Justin, feel you. He has been mashing 100%, man. So I'm going to go with Pete Alonso there at plus 360. Dansby Swanson at 600's interesting, but again, you just saw it. Could be cold there. Vlad, like his odds are usually when it's a normal year, he's around that 350 to 450 range. This year he's been 600. Now he's dropped down to 750, right? So TJ said, do the crew a favor and take Vlad off the list. I know, man. I know, dude. But yeah, I'm going to go Pete Alonso, man. Big polar bear, dude. Plus 360. Keep an eye on Goldschmidt. Old Goldie there. He could get it done. But yeah, man, I'm going with Alonso indeed. Now, that is our hitting. Man, give me a second. I'll pull up. I didn't get the slide loaded of our hitting versus pitching historicals, but yeah, we'll get that going in 1 second. But I did want to bring up the Masters because, again, starts tomorrow, Thursday morning. So you're actually going to have to get some of your, but not all your bets, but like anything like, you know, some round ones, some futures, because it tees off early. Now, you take a look at your names. Some of them won't tee off till the afternoon, but do want to just take a look here. So we look at the weather. And again, me and Brian Liberati, we've got a video coming out about noon or so today. Retired PGA golf professional, breaking down how the weather will affect the course, what to look for you. But we'll break through all of that. But you see the weather there, pretty good. Wind not really going to be much of a factor here. All right, so let's play this game, okay? And Japan said it. Make sure to get the Masters app. Has everything? Hell yeah, it does. Yeah, download that for sure. Okay, so Brad, I'll throw it over to you first, okay? Who are you taking overall 2025 winner?
All right. I don't want to go chalk, even though Scotty's a boss. Let's go Bryson. Bryson has been all over the news. I think it would be a great PR move for just golf in general to see Bryson. Just everybody seems to really back him right now. So let's give me Bryson.
He's the people's champ, dude.
Did we lose AB?
Oh, no. There we go.
Okay.
Hey, internet ain't taking us out. Hey, yeah, Bryson, that's a great call, man. The people's champ for sure. Okay, Greg. All right, now I know you broke it down your picks, but feel free to grab yourself, a second egg salad sandwich here. Who's another guy that you like that could win it?
Yeah, I mean, we kind of spread the board a little bit and put ourselves in a position so we don't, have to look as live with it. A couple guys that, you look on here that, the biggest deal is inexperience, but Ludwig Edberg is going to be incredible. The potential for what he can do is basically endless. Has talent, can hit the ball forever. He's going to be great. I think this year is going to be, another year to help him build. The experience of what you're getting at Augusta is difficult for many, many reasons. But, I'll jump right back on with you and think that, DeChambeau is going to have the crowd with him. People have nothing but good things to say about him and the way that he's, gone about his business. He did go to live, and there was always controversy with everyone that did. But, I think he's really put himself in a good position. And how momentum can mean so much in a game like golf. So it's a great spot for him. And I think that the odds are there for it. So love jumping on a little bit of Bryson action.
There we go, man. There we go. Jason said, feel free to grab yourself. What did I walk into? Hey, drive the line after dark, golf edition. Look, man, Brad, I'm with, like, that was going to be, like, I love Bryson. Like, he's the dude. But since you took him, man, give me some of that Shane Lowry. Let's go a little Shane Lowry here, all right? Because of the Mike Lowry there, not really, but plus 3,300 Shane Lowry, yeah, kind of feel it. Okay, now, that is the winner. The next game that we have, and I won't move the slides. on air, but I'll move them like this. Now, you have to make two choices, and this is not only for YouTube, but it's for everybody watching in the crew. Okay? So, number one, will there be a hole-in-one in this entire tournament? Okay? Yes or no? And then number two, if there is, I'm going to assume that we all say yes. If there is, which hole is it going to be? So here are your par threes on the course. Okay. You have 2 par threes on the front 9. You have 2 par threes on the back 9. Okay. So 4 is a par 3. 6 is a par 3. 12. All right. Over there in Amen corner is a par 3. And 16, where you skip it across. All right. Now, if you were to pick one, okay, where are you going? Greg, I'll throw it over to you first.
The odds aren't as sexy, but 16 to me is a hole that all these players understand, especially on Sunday when they put it down bottom left. It's really a matter of putting it up on that tier and giving it an opportunity. And we've had years where there's been multiple hole-in-ones in the same day there. And I think that, especially having an entire round essentially under yourself, your swing's pretty much where you know it's going to be and what the ball's going to do. And really, it's a matter of putting the ball into a place and letting the green work for you. So I would say 16 is probably the most realistic hole for it. And at the same time, guys know if they have to take a shot there too. You're working your way through. You're not trying to dot pins necessarily early in rounds, but 16 with a hole where you really know where you have to hit it and what you have to do. And guys have to attack and hit get a number real quickly late with a couple shots left. It's an opportunity for it. So 16 would be it for me.
Okay. All right, Brad, where are you going?
Well, there's only one answer here. Your boy's soccer number was number 12. So we're going to hole number 12, lucky number 12. Let's get that hole in one.
Nice. Okay. I'm going to go with yes, because I would like to see one. All right. Yeah, I'm going 16. It's very short, over the water, very approachable. Also, I'll say, if anybody ever goes, great place to find yourself. Like, if you go to a golf tournament, you can either walk, like you could follow, like Brad, if the three of us went, you kind of have to make a decision. You're like, okay, who's our favorite golfer? Like, let's say it's DeChambeau, right? You're saying, okay, am I going to follow like DeChambeau all day, right? All 18 holes, I'm just walking the course with him. Or you set yourself up at a hole and you could see everyone play the same hole. Does that make sense? Like, how would you go about that? Like, which one sounds better to you?
Well, personally, there's one tournament where I'm staying at one hole, and that is the Arizona tournament, the Waste Management Open. I'm going to stay there, no doubt. But otherwise, I'm going to follow Bryson from start to finish. If that's my favorite golfer, I want to see everything, how he approaches it, how he walks, what his mindset is, what he says to his caddy. I think those things are really interesting, the kind of tidbits you don't see on coverage.
Yeah. Greg, how would you go about it, man? You following or you staying at the same hole?
I mean, it kind of varies. I think, if you're able to get out there on a practice round or one of the earlier days in the week, it's great to be able to walk the course when there's, less people and more availability. But, final round, I'd probably camp myself out with a cocktail and somewhere nice and cozy and, get a spot where you're possibly able to see a tee shot and, a spot near a green. So there's plenty of cool. And the thing there too is, you put your chair down and that's your chair for the day. So, you really get out there and it's not like the Wasted Management Open where you're bull rushing everybody in your way to get a cocktail at 4:30 in the morning. But that's it's cool what the Masters does with that. You camp yourself out and that's your spot. Whether you want to get up and wander a little bit. But yeah, it's nice to be able to settle down and just watch the way that different guys approach the same shot, and everybody's got a different angle and different swing.
Yep, I'm with you, man. There's no bad way. Like, there's no bad way. Now, let's hit the picks real quick for anybody who dropped in late, and then we're going to finish up with a couple more items here. So, Brad, throw it over to you, buddy. What you got?
We're hitting that UCL matchup this afternoon between Barcelona and Borussia Dortmund, taking that over 3.5 at -110.
Beautiful. Greg, what you got, buddy?
Taking the under in the Astros Mariners. I love the pitching matchup and two offenses that are, quite frankly, still struggling. We're taking the over in the Padres and the A's. I think that even though the books are catching up, we'll keep firing away on these overs. We said we'll do it, and we'll keep rolling with them.
There you go, man. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Rangers Cubs over 7.5 for me, -110. Also the Cardinals Pirates over 7.5, as well as the Blue Jays and Red Sox over 8. All right. So those are our picks. Now, couple more items, and we will jump ourselves out of here. I wanted to hit our batter versus pitcher historicals for today. All right. So we hit our home runs. Let me put that screen back up just for anybody who had missed that. Our top 5 today: Aaron Judge plus 225, Pete Alonso plus 360, Paul Goldschmidt plus 600, Dansby Swanson of the Cubs at plus 600, and Vlad Guerrero of the Blue Jays at plus 750. Now, our historicals here of what we have. Okay. Kind of a interesting list, man. You see Christian Vasquez, he's got 2 off Seth Lugo, Ryan McMahon off of Tyler Alexander, Lourdes Gurriel Jr., Oliver Kramer of the Orioles there, Michael Harris of the Braves. And again, dude, Taijuan Walker, man, he's active a pitcher. I'll say this, man, Marcell Ozuna continues to get walks, man. He's got, I think, 14, 15 now. Dude, it's a good bet, man. O'Neal Cruz of the Pirates against Eric Fide of the Cardinals. Goldschmidt there. He's got 1 on Jack Flaherty, C.J. Abrams over Knack. And you can keep going on the list. Aaron Judge is on there. Jazz Chisholm's on there. A lot of Yankees against old Jack Flaherty. And then you see at the bottom there, Francisco Lindor. He has 1 on Meyer. Pete Alonso has 1 on Meyer. We see Max Meyer on this list a lot. A whole lot. So just wanted to make sure that we hit these and everybody could see it, because not only for home runs, but, batter props, hits, hits, runs, and RBIs, team totals, all of that. A lot of work that you can do there. Okay, so now we'll jump out of here in just 1 second, but we have our final game that we have to finish up. So like I said, you got $20 at the Masters, and everyone in the chat, drop yours here too, man. All right. So, Greg, I throw it over to you. Where are you going?
I would go with a nice basic. We'll go top to bottom. I'd go with the Masters Club, without a doubt. I said I'd get a beer, so I have to get a beer. We'd see what their choices are there. So there's my $8. I have to get a Georgia peach ice cream sandwich without any doubt in my mind. I would most likely get some Southern cheese straws. And then I would most likely finish her up with maybe a cup of coffee and a chicken biscuit. I think that's just about $20.
Yeah, dude. I mean, and think about that. Like, think about all the food that you just named for $20. You could barely get out of McDonald's for $20, dude. Like, absolutely. And look, and these aren't little sandwiches or like little mini biscuit. Like, dude, it's fantastic, man. All right, Brad, how you getting down, brother? You got $20. Where you going?
I'm going to start the day with a chicken biscuit and a coffee, take out $4. I might move into like a little after, maybe pre-lunch, and get a Masters Club. And if I'm still hungry, I'll probably come for maybe a chicken salad. So we got the 6, that's $10 with a drink there. We'll go soft drink as well, $12. Afternoon bottled water, take us to $14. And then maybe we get a nightcap. We'll get some caramel popcorn. We'll also get some, let's go, caramel popcorn and caramel popcorn. I'm at $16. Oh, no. Well, we'll have to go for a bottled water again, and then we'll finish off with, we'll just do some caramel popcorn for dinner because we're going to go somewhere after the round. That's $19.50. We'll take our 50 cents to go.
There you go. Look, and I'll say this. Let me find the comment. Oh man, I can't find it. Oh yeah, dude. Boy, Celtics said it best. That's $600 in Las Vegas. It is. It is. I know, dude. All right. So go ahead and hit me. All right. Go ahead and hit me with 2 Bud Heavies. All right. So that's $10 that we got right there. And then I'm getting down 2 egg salad sandwiches. Absolutely love them. That's $13. Go ahead and get me with 2 Georgia Peach ice cream sandwiches. That is $18. And then, yeah, gonna have to go and get that fresh brewed iced tea. Put a little sugar in there, a little lemon, make it a little sweeter. $20 right there. It's amazing. Like, you can literally eat like a king, dude. Like an absolute king, man. It's crazy. So, yeah, keep dropping those. And anybody that's watching this after the show is over, feel free to drop yours in the comment section there. Okay, so we'll get out of here on this, the poll. All right. So, looking at it on my phone right here, we have a tie. DeChambeau, 26%. Scheffler at 26%. All right. Third place, Colin Morikawa, apologies, 25%. And then poor Rory McIlroy at 22% right there. So it looks like, and it'll be interesting to see like the betting splits, after Thursday the round starts, because I bet it's going to be Scotty Scheffler, Bryson DeChambeau, right? It's going to be a lot of that. Okay. I'll put the picks up here on the screen one last time. Brad, throwing it over to you. Any final thoughts? What do we got on the board back there, bro?
Well, first off, Brad ever had a beer? That's not a real question. I've had my fair share in my day. Don't you worry. But on the board back here, we're talking about the CONCACAF Champions Cup. We have 2 matches tonight between LAFC, Miami, as well as Pumas from Liga MX and Vancouver. What you need to know is it's a really home-heavy cup. As you can see here back on the board, only 2 of 29 matches of the last 29 matches have been won by that away team. So it's that home team that tends to be the victor in this format specifically, and as well as in these leg 1 versus leg 2. Tonight is leg 2. In leg 1, the BTTS was 1-3, and the over 2.5 was 0-4. And then 2 matches already happened in leg 2 last night. Both hit BTTS and both shot the over. So that's what we could be potentially looking for tonight. Home team victories, especially on the aggregate, given that Miami is down by 1. They have to win by 1 just to force overtime, but that is a little bit juiced. So that's what you needed to know. Home teams, and you don't really want to back any of those away teams on the money line. That is for certain at 7%. So that's what's going on. But in the UCL as well, today is leg 2. Quarterfinal leg. We saw 2 matches yesterday. Both surprisingly hit the over. Not very common in these leg 1s. So we're going to kind of take that trend as well, hoping that these teams come out really hungry today. And that's what we're going with Barcelona. Those are my final thoughts.
Beautiful work. Beautiful work, my friend. Greg, any final thoughts your way, brother?
No, just, it was a fun basketball season. Glad we cashed that Florida future, which is, great for everybody on here as well. We've had a big golf future and now that one. So happy that, everybody's been cashing with us on here, and, always a pleasure to be part of the DTL team with you guys, and, look forward to a big Masters. This is my favorite, tournament visually, and we'll see how it goes, in terms of our plays, but make sure you're stubborn with your plays, stubborn with your units, and, just make sure you enjoy this as well at the end of the day.
Yeah, man, dude. Hey, and it's a pleasure having you here, my boy. Both of you, man. Both are appreciated and loved indeed. All right, everybody. Have a wonderful Wednesday here. We'll be live at 3 p.m. Eastern for Driving the Nightline. We'll also be live tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern for College Baseball Week 9 edition. We had the crazy week happen in college baseball last weekend. We're going to see how it breaks down because we got some big matchups to get after. But until then, everybody, 3 p.m. Eastern, we'll see you next. Everybody, best of luck. Let's cash these day baseball tickets, soccer, all of it. And we will see you this afternoon. Thanks.
Who's got it better than us? Nobody.